G'day mate, Clint Anderson here from Downunder Horsemanship. You know what? Horses are a beautiful creature. They're smart, they're very graceful, they're strong, they're athletic. But that at times they can also be very dangerous. Pressure. I don't truly believe horses are dangerous by nature, but they don't realize how big they are. They don't realize how strong they are. They move very, very quickly. When you can gain your horse's respect and learn how to control your horse, not only can you do it safely with your horse, but you can also get your horse to enjoy the time that he spends with you. My job, or my core purpose here at Downunder Horsemanship, is to inspire the dreams of horsemen. And I'm going to show you by understanding, by moving the horse's feet forwards, backwards, left and right, and gaining that horse's respect, there isn't anything that you can't teach your horses. All you have to do, mate, to get tremendous success with your horse is follow the Downunder Horsemanship method. So listen, mate, sit back, relax, because we're going to inspire you with the method. Excellent!
I'm not trying to be cliched by saying change your life, but it does. It changes your life, it changes your horse's life.
Spank, run with him.
I never thought he would just flat out defy me to where I'd really have to touch him and put that kind of pressure on him. And he did.
He had some success, he had some trouble. People will see this celebrity and say, he's just like me. Excellent.
I don't know what it looked like on camera, but I felt like I maneuvered that horse with grace.
Chris looked like $1 million, you know, it all came together.
He's a great horse. And I feel like today strengthened our relationship.
I'm Clinton Anderson, and I have a method for training horses. Getting horses to behave is simple. It's training people that's the real trick. Join me as I tackle some of the most challenging situations with problem horses and with problem owners.
That's it, back him out of your space, point up high. Excellent, now yield. You just keep practicing, mate. G'day, mate. Clint Anderson here from Downunder Horsemanship. Well, on today's show, we have a great guest. We have country music singer Chris Cagle, and he's here to work with me on the Downunder Horsemanship method.
When you get out here, it allows Clinton and your horse both to show you as a handler where your holes are and what you need to work on and what you need to concentrate on to become a better horseman. You know, even though today I felt a little awkward at times, I learned a tremendous amount. I learned more about timing than anything.
I thought Playboy was a real nice horse. He seemed like a good-natured horse. He was relatively sensitive, really didn't want any trouble. And any of the resistance he gave us is because he didn't understand, or he was a little bit confused at times, or he was just saying, hey, you know, maybe I can get you to move your feet instead of you moving my feet, you know. So very typical behavior. Other way, point up high. See, this is where they challenge you a little bit, Chris, don't they?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because you're asking him to put a little bit more effort in. So in the beginning, I just have him go around till they get confident. I like how you're pointing up high when he goes to jump, and then you just relax your arm. Now get ready, point, momentum. Excellent.
Right.
Now point, there. So he was just testing you just then. Stay down on this bottom level just for a little bit. Hop back down to this bottom level. Just build his confidence again. Because what? Shorten up your rope. Shorten up your rope. Kind of like a motor car. You can't drive a car if you can't get the car to go forward. So the whole point of lunging in the horse is to get those feet moving. Once the feet were moving confidently, then Chris could start redirecting those feet forwards, backwards, left and right. Now what was happening there, Chris, is because he lost his confidence a little bit jumping up there, he challenged you a little bit. And unfortunately, you were taking the pressure off when his feet were still. Even though you were only for a second or two, it's still a reward. Like right now, pressure. Shorten up your rope, don't run after him. There you go, point. That's it. Go back to where you were. You're doing good, mate. I love how you drifted with him. Pressure. Keep your feet still. See, don't try to outrun him. The biggest thing that Chris had to work with, and everybody does this, believe me, is it's kind of what I call guesstimation. You've got to figure out how long the rope is, how close are you to the obstacle. There's a lot of things going on. Get the stick right, get the rope right, get your feet right, don't fall over, control the horse. It's like, man, how many things I've got to concentrate at once?
I was kind of panicked. I was a little nervous. So in the very beginning, I was just a wreck. But once I calmed down, and once we started getting the results where, it's easy to watch Clinton get the results, but once I started getting the results myself and I was calm, that started making, me look really forward to the rest of the day.
There you go. Now come down to this first level. Come down to this first level.
Oh.
Well, that's all right.
At the time when Playboy kind of got hung up on that highest jump, first thing I did was panic because I was just worried about his well-being, naturally. But immediately I began to realize that if I had increased the pressure and pointed higher and asked him and propelled his legs and got his feet moving, he probably wouldn't have been in that situation.
I said, Chris, a long way from his heart. He ain't gonna die over this, mate. You know what I mean? And it's good that you care about your horse, that you're worried about him, but once you've got to realize that they're responsible for their own feet, you put the responsibility back onto them. Righto, you ready? He's gonna jump it up. Point. There you go. Go around again. You're doing good.
I was in awe. I was just watching him like, I can't believe he's getting that high.
Horses are very big. They're strong animal. They can do a lot of things that we don't think they can do. As human beings, we think they're these fragile little creatures that, if they step on a branch, they're going to break their leg.
The key to that whole first obstacle is absolutely keeping your horse's feet moving, maintaining or building the momentum at the jumps, and going back into a relaxed position, and then asking and making sure you point and get yourself in a position where your horse sees that and knows that that's what is expected of him.
So since we've already done the first obstacle, you've got an idea now of what I'm looking for. Have them go around, have them yield, all that kind of stuff. So we'll just kind of use this. So to begin with, lunge him in a circle to the left. I want him to jump over this side, and then he'll just jump out of it like that. Okay. And we'll go around till he gets comfortable. Right. So let your string out, get your hand over the top of the rope. That's it. Point up high, get that send. Spank, get that sending. Yeah, that's it. Get that momentum. That's it. Get momentum. Keep him moving. Keep him moving. Let him canter if he'll canter. Momentum is everything in getting a horse to jump. So the second jump, the box jump, Chris had to work a little bit more on getting those horses' feet to move to jump up and over it, okay? Because in that obstacle, they got to jump in and then jump out. There's 2 jumps in a row. So if you let the horses' feet stall, they get kind of hung up as they're either going into it, or what happens is they jump in the box and then they don't want to jump out of it. You know what I mean? That's why I put the open in there, because I had a lady one day couldn't get out of the damn thing for 3 days, okay? But anyway, we cut an opening for her to get out, but I'm just messing around with it. But you get my point though. You gotta keep the horse's momentum going. Point, don't let his momentum die, remember? See what happened? That's exactly what happened then. His momentum died and he's tripped over the log. Point. Grab it, grab it. Good recovery. Good go. Keep going. Point, point, spank. See how you're letting his momentum die?
Okay.
As soon as he lands, point again. Ready? Point. There you go. Yeah, use that string. Make him move his butt. That's it. You're doing good.
That was actually my favorite obstacle because of the fact that, you know, you could jump him over, jump him twice, go all the way around, jump him through and bring him out the gate. Once you do it once, you start trying to get creative for the sake of the animal and, you know, to try and see how much you can do with the animal. So I'm looking forward to coming back and doing it again, but that was my personal favorite, especially the running by and him jumping over, and, you know, that was my favorite part.
There you go, yield. Come back this way, point. Run with him, spank, run with him, run with him. Good man, yield. Legendary, Chris. Now go back the other way. Point up high. Looking good. Come on, Nancy boy, run. There we go. Okay, excellent. Good job, Chris.
I felt a lot stronger with my coordination, just maneuvering the stick and the string, except for the fact that my string kept getting caught in those cracks.
Oh, don't worry.
Sorry.
Just keep going around. Just keep going around. Grab your stick. Listen, am I going to have to duct tape that damn stick to your head?
No, it just keeps getting stuck.
Don't blame my obstacles.
Right,
Pull your finger out and get the damn stick. Now hurry up, get going.
You know, when we were running side to side and he was jumping and we were yielding his hindquarters and sending him back through, I felt a lot stronger in the sense of, or confidence, in the sense of being able to stay at a certain, like just behind that drive line and to keep with him and keep him moving. And I felt like it was a smoother transition over those jumps.
Point, step, have him go down the step, point, jerk, jerk, jerk. Let your string out, see how you...
Check out our latest catalogue from Downunder Horsemanship. It's filled with beautiful imagery and in-depth information on all the products used in this show. Visit our website or call this number and we'll send it to your door free of charge.
Well, obviously the third obstacle was probably the hardest of the day, you know, and it typically is. You know, that ditch is very difficult for horses because it makes those horses feel trapped and claustrophobic. It makes them feel worried. They're spooky of it, they're scared of it. You know, there's a big dip there. So I could tell in the first 3 seconds, as soon as Chris started lunging his horse and his horse was spooking away from it, I could tell that it was going to take a little work to get the horse over it. We just followed the method. Get control of the horse's feet, forwards, backwards, left and right. Keep redirecting those feet. See, don't jerk when he's looking at you. You only jerk when he's going the wrong way. Let me have a little go here for a second. Let me see if I can show you something. That's all right.
This is really pissing me off. It is the first time, and probably since I've had the animal, that I ever felt like I needed to stop because I was mad. And it was total ego. I mean, I don't mind saying it. I felt like I couldn't control him, and it was the horse's fault when it wasn't.
The first thing I tell people about frustration is first of all, that's normal. Okay, don't feel like an idiot if you lose your temper or you get frustrated with your horse or get frustrated with yourself, because they're all normal learning experiences. You know, I have a little saying, frustration begins where your knowledge ends. So when you run out of knowledge, the next thing that takes over is frustration.
I felt like he kept wanting to push over me. And, you know, Clinton kind of had to take the reins there for a little bit. And when I saw Clinton do that and saw what he did, it made complete sense. It made a lot of sense to me.
Chris's timing was just a little bit off. He was backing off the pressure a little too early and then putting on pressure at the wrong time as well. So I try to have people do as much as they can by themselves, okay? But if I can tell it's not going to work, or the horse is getting worse and the handler's getting really upset with themselves, that's when I step in. Because often when I step in, me just doing it and the person watching turns on the light bulb and says, "Oh, I see what you're doing now."
But what he did is he went across the obstacle to the other side and then gave the horse pressure and let him find his way through it, and the horse finally jumped across. And I was just like, you know, I don't know if he'd feel that way if I picked up a guitar and played, but you know, I hope he would. Or maybe if he tried to play it first and then I played it, he might feel that way. But that's pretty much how I felt about it. It was a pretty cool moment.
Step up your horsemanship with the Clinton Anderson method. Now available in a complete set. Fundamentals starts you on your journey to ultimate control. As you learn to communicate with your horse, earn his trust and respect, and gain control of his body. Intermediate opens the door to ultimate performance as you build on your knowledge to create a safe, willing, and supple partner you control with a feather-light touch. And now, all new, advanced, delivers ultimate inspiration to fine-tune your application of the method and reach the highest level of horsemanship. Clinton Anderson offers you the ultimate collection of his wildly popular training method kits at a packaged price.
Now, Chris, we've come up to the last obstacle, mate. This is a water jump that I created. It's only about 5 or 6 inches deep, so it's not real big, okay, and deep. So it's a great starting place for horses to get introduced to water. Right. By that stage, his horse was thinking, not reacting, was respectful, paying attention. Chris looked like $1 million, you know, it all came together. So that obstacle was actually pretty easy. That's it. Actually, just let him look there. Let him look there. See, this is even better again. He's been kind of working pretty hard. If he wants to have a little drink, that's good. Let him go forward if he wants to. That's excellent. Bring him around, lunge him around. No, keep going around, Chris. Remember, always go around first until they get confident. I'd love to have Chris here for 2 or 3 days because, man, he could really cause some damage then. Him and his horse would be just smoking. Because I could see the confidence level from in the morning kind of, you know, somewhat low. Nervous, he was a bit nervous, didn't know what to do, his horse was unsure. To the last obstacle, man, he had it nailed. I didn't have to get much involved in whatsoever. You know what, I think it doesn't matter what you do for a living. If you do it enough, you become an expert at it. You know what I mean? And you know, when I do work with a horse, it looks easy. But remember, I've been practicing for, you know, 20 years professionally doing this. You know what I mean? I left high school when I was 15, I'm 35 now. So for the last 20 years, I've been doing this professionally. But I make it look easy, and when Chris comes out, he struggles a little bit. Well, you haven't seen me with a guitar. You haven't seen me trying to sing something. If I tried to do what he did for a living, I'd look like the biggest idiot in the entire world. Face forwards. Have him go around, keep walking towards me. That's it, point. That's all right, have him go around you. Keep coming around until he jumps up here. There you go. Excellent.
You know, the more knowledge I gained throughout the course, the more the frustrated feelings started being replaced with confidence. And by the end of the day, when we were at the water, I mean, I don't know what it looked like on camera, but I felt like I maneuvered that horse with grace. The one thing that my horse showed me today, more than anything, well, actually, I just never expected him to just look me in the eye and stop and just defy me and say, you know, I don't want to jump that jump, or I don't want to go to that place, or you know, and it's funny because when he did that, I saw one of my biggest flaws, and it didn't really start working until the end of the day. It took me all day to realize that if I move my feet, that horse is going to continue to move his and I lose. So if I want him to do what I need him to do, I need to stop my feet, tug his nose, and use the pressure instead of chase him down. Because like Clinton said earlier, I'll never catch him, you know, and I'll wind up running all day. I think just being out here in one day, my relationship with Playboy changed immensely. See, that makes me get... He's a great horse. And I feel like today strengthened our relationship. But I also feel like it strengthened me.
You know, Chris, this would be a perfect place to quit him. He's a little tired, he's using the thinking side of his brain, he's not reactive, he's relaxed. Excellent place to quit him here. He's in the water getting his air back. Perfect place to quit him. You know, it's kind of like the old saying, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know, well, if you're smart, you'll make him thirsty before he gets here.
Right.
Whenever I'm going to work on water, I always try to make it so it's the last obstacle. So they're a little tired and thirsty, so by the time I get them in the water, they kind of like it.
Sure.
You know, just like when we rested him on top of that pedestal, he figured that out pretty quick, didn't he?
Right.
Once they figure out they're going to get a rest in the water, they like it even better.
Awesome.
Great job, mate.
Man, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You did a wonderful job. You challenged your horse, you challenged yourself, you found some holes in your program that you got to go home and fix. And the more I encourage you to go home and be creative with the groundwork. Don't be boring with it.
Right.
You know, get some ditches and gullies and logs and be creative about how you use the method and give your horse a purpose.
Absolutely.
Great job, mate.
Thank you.
Great job. Well, listen, mate, I hope you've enjoyed this show on Downunder Horsemanship. I want you to go home, get your horses out, and be creative. Remember, the more you can give your horse a purpose, the more he's going to enjoy his job. Listen, mate, we'll see you next week. Chris, let's go and get a drink, mate.
All right, buddy.
Come on.
Oh, big guy.
If you'd like more information, mate, on any of the products you've seen on today's show, click on our website at downunderhorsemanship.com and we'll send you a free catalog, mate.